Gotta get Bob in here.
Bob. Oh, okay, come on, remove that one then. Sorry, doesn't seem like we're working on X, so I'll just remove that. Don't worry,
Stupid
sorry.
X.
Stupid
Damn
X.
you, Elon. Damn you, Musk.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, we're recording. Oops.
Okay. Come on in. What are we hunting tonight? Why don't you just decloak and have a seat right over there? That's right, right over there. Why? Well, because this is Predator and Prey. Which are you? I'm Chris Hansen.
G'day, everyone. This is your live traffic report. I am Ray in the chopper. The Eastern distributor is looking good. There's a bit of backup in City Road, but welcome everybody to Predator and Prey. Very happy, always happy to be here. Of course, you're not just stuck with me. Have some great HOTU Clan members here. One returning.
Yes.
More recent, fantastic. So I'm going to open up with Sparky. Sparky, welcome back.
Hello. Yes, I'm so glad to be back. I hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah, no, always great to see you. And of course, I don't even need to ask the question. You've been reading feverishly everything Predator, right? Whilst you've been away from the show, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely. With the new omnibus hardcover that came out not too long ago, there's a lot to catch up on.
Plenty to dive into. And joining us as well, two other creatures, some people would say. We have Rasucha, aka Peter Keys. How you going, Russell? AKA Russell.
Alien. And Bob.
Fantastic.
Bob's
and
here.
Bob makes a return.
Bob. Hello, Bob.
How you going, Bob? He still looks fresh-faced. I look like when I woke up. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining. This is very exciting. We have new stuff to review, new stuff to kind of sink our teeth into. Before we get into that, of course, a massive shout out to our fellow HOTU member, Justin, the OWLF. He's not with us today. Russell, you're saying
spirit.
Yes.
Is it with us in spirit? He's been. Oh no, he's at what's a Black Panther thing? He's in the afterlife. That world, whatever that is. You remember? Yeah. I can't remember.
I do.
Anyway,
I don't remember what it's called though.
The field where you can run forever. I can't remember what they call it, but it's very beautiful. I hope he's having a good time.
Exactly. We should just close our eyes and just imagine Justin frolicking through the fields, just enjoying it. Justin, hope you get better soon. Hope you get some rest. We love you, and we'll catch you back here, of course, as well. But yes, everybody, too much blabbering for my part, as I said as well. All three HOTU Clan members, sans Justin, of course, is here, and we're looking at some fresh wounds, baby. We're going to be doing Marvel's latest offering, Predator. That's right, isn't it, Sparky? Predator versus
yes,
Black
much
Panther.
To my chagrin, it is Predator versus Black Panther.
First.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right, but that's how they want to do it.
Yeah,
I accept it.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, if we're going to get content like this, in the future, happy to pay that service of having the Predator first in, because we'll get to it as well. Because like I said, I'm pretty keen to hear what you guys have to say. But before that, of course, just a little bit of reacquainting, a little bit of revisiting. Russell, it's been a while. How you been? What you been doing? Anything Predator related?
I have been consuming the Predator Omnibus, the
Oh,
first one. I decided I'm just going to go ahead and read them before we cover them, and then I'll read them
oh,
again when we do cover them.
yes.
So I've been reading that about every day.
Oh,
Just finished Bad Blood.
Ooh, yeah,
oh,
Uh,
yes. Love it.
that's a good one.
Love it.
I also rewatched Prey. Um,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
In the English version or the
I went English last time because I went
Mhm,
Comanche last time, so I think I'm
mhm.
gonna alternate every time I watch it. I'm gonna
Okay.
go back and forth. Well, I might watch it in Japanese next time. I don't know, but but yeah, still feel the same way about it. That it's just perfect.
Fantastic.
yeah, it's
It's
solid.
perfect. Um,
It,
I also finally joined the AVP Galaxy
mm,
forum.
yes.
I
Yeah.
Shout out
am
to them. They're great.
my first time ever being on a forum, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm Rasucha of the HOTU Clan over there. So if you see me
Yes.
on those boards, I'm repping the show.
Love it.
Um, yeah, that's
Oh,
basically it. I created this a new logo, very
yeah.
quick.
Look
Um,
at look at your podcast catches now. Have a look. That's it. It's awesome. It's good. I love it.
yeah.
Which means we've got to change. Actually, I'm talking now, and we're live streaming. We've got the video. I'm seeing the old logo. I'm going to have to
Mm,
update all of that as well. So
yeah.
apologies,
Oh,
people there. Yeah,
no
but
worries.
no, it looks great, Russell. It's awesome. Always did envisage, that iconic font, on it, and
Mhm.
so yeah, it just ticks all the boxes there. Yeah,
Absolutely.
fantastic. Yeah, Sparky. So actually reminds me as well before the video montage. We're gonna have to get that changed soon as well with
Yeah,
the addition of new Predator movies. So, um,
yeah.
but yeah, Sparky, how's it going? What's the omnibus has been keeping you busy.
Yeah, I've been just working a lot. I'm still working at the comic shop, um, doing some self-study and stuff. But for Predator-related things, I've been reading the omnibus, the hardcover. I actually also just rewatched Prey recently at a
Uh,
really cool birthday party I was invited
Ooh,
to, where
oh
we
wow,
watched. I got to the party kind of late because I had to work late, but we were watching Terminator 2, um, Prey, and I think some other like classic sort of not just 80s and 90s, but like movies kind of in that realm of like classic fun action movies,
Mhm.
action sci-fi, that sort of thing. It was a really great time. We actually had Terminator 2 streaming on like a flat screen TV and also on VHS on like
Oh,
a separate smaller TV for people, because the setup of the party was like people were sitting at all these different angles. And so
okay.
depending on where you were sitting, you could like check out the VHS or watch it on streaming, and we like timed them perfectly. This was all at
wow,
my good friend Rob's place. And yeah, it was a fun time. It was really cool. Love
oh
seeing
rad.
Prey again. We
Well,
watched it in the Comanche dub, which was really
mhm,
interesting. I've actually I've seen the Comanche dub before, but I usually just watch it in English just
Mhm.
because I
yeah,
feel like that's the language it was filmed in, and you feel a lot of the lines more as like a native English speaker, I think,
Mhm.
than
hmm
like a dub. And that, it's kind of the appeal for all sorts of like different films and TV shows. Usually the original language it's in
yeah,
kind of has something, but the Comanche dub is really remarkable, and it makes me really happy to see something like that was so high profile for the time,
yeah.
Mm.
especially being Native American myself, being Navajo. That sort of like representation through language is always super cool. So yeah, praise awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. But first of all, I want to be invited to those sorts of parties. Why aren't there parties like that where I'm from, where you got T2 streaming, in 2
Yeah.
formats. You're watching Prey. Like, what the,
R-
you know?
Yeah, right. You're
Sign me
gonna
up.
have to host one. You know,
Ray's
make it
gonna
happen.
show up. He's gonna show up and say, "I need your boots, your clothes, your motorcycle."
That's so
Oh,
cool.
man.
No, that's great. But yeah, you're right. Prey is awesome. I haven't watched that recently. Funnily enough, and viewers and listeners, you may gauge myself compared to the others. I watched AVP again, so I didn't go for Prey. I watched AVP more recently. So call me a
I love
B grade lover or
AVP.
whatever.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I do too. I know we're not supposed to. I know it's supposed to be this guilty pleasure, and it is, but
Yeah.
I also genuinely like it too. So
Well,
I like it as well. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, Sparky and I are like of similar ages, and like
Yep.
when that movie came out, that was my first time seeing Alien or Predator on the big screen.
That's crazy.
So,
That's that was your
like,
first exposure.
I have so much nostalgia for that movie, and I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
I
Yep.
feel like the younger you are, when something comes out, you're going to appreciate it more. I
Yep.
could not say the same thing for Requiem, though. I'm sorry,
Come on.
Ray,
Come on.
but it
Come
is.
on.
I
Case
need
closed. Case
Predator.
closed.
I need Predator vision to even tell what's going on in that movie.
You need the heat to see the heat in order to see what's
Yes.
going on. Yeah.
It
No, fair enough.
sees our heat.
Exactly. No, I mean, I just think AVP. Look, it's not. I was about to liken it to a fine wine. It isn't. It's probably more like a cheap wine in the sense that I enjoy it more because I guess what you know is coming, and then you can just enjoy it for what it is. And I actually like the pacing of it. I think it's really good. It's not like just straight into it. There's that nice build up at the beginning, and I really do like that. And then once you get the action inside, and there are all these little quibbles that everyone has about it. Fine, but on the whole, it is. Yeah, maybe it's a guilty pleasure. I don't know. I enjoy it. Yeah, and been reading just a little bit more of the omnibus. Missing some of the issues. I won't say which series I have skipped, but I'll let's just say that we're going to be forced to review it. So
Getting chilly in here.
it's getting chilly.
Getting a little.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to give, because you guys covered Bloody Sands Time 2 episodes ago, I think, and I wasn't there for that one. And I thought it would be fitting to give my retroactive skull rating review.
Yeah, for sure.
And I haven't listened to that one yet, so I don't know what you guys thought about it or rated it. I wanted to be blind.
Yeah, okay, this is gonna be cool. Yeah, okay. And hang on, before you go on, Russell, Sparky would love to know your thoughts. If I mean, even if you haven't read it for ages, I'm sure you have read it. Just if you can remember any impressions you got of it, that would be cool. Yeah, but sorry, Russell. Well, yeah.
I hated it.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Okay,
I thought it was just drivel. Actually, it was not I don't know what it was. The dialogue was very clunky, very like, I don't know, it was all over the place. It didn't flow well. Like the story itself, like it's trying to be this historical drama and teach you things with a predator in the background, and it just does not flow. Like the art, but yeah, I would give it like 2 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, no, that's interesting. Well, I'll let you listen to Justin and my own review of it, and we can compare notes later. But that's good. I don't want to spoil it for you, Russell.
That might be one of my lowest skull ratings.
Yeah,
it might be.
Sparky, can you recall it? Bloody Sands of Time, and any impressions or lasting impressions?
I have to admit, it has been such a long time since I've read it. I think I'm pretty lenient, I gotta say, on a lot of things. It usually takes a whole lot for me to actively dislike something. Just looking at some examples of the artwork. I do remember really enjoying that part, at least.
Mhm.
But I feel like I'd have to revisit it to really
Okay, yeah.
give it a fair shake.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of put you on the spot there, but just on the off chance that maybe, like, maybe, but
Right,
no, for
yeah, if
sure.
it was something like, if I happen to, "Oh, I loved it, and it's so
Mm.
Yeah,
memorable."
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that
no.
one, I don't know, I wonder if that says something about it.
Yeah. Why don't you
We'll have
remember
to
that
see.
obscure miniseries from 1991, Sparky? Why
'Cause it
don't
was
you,
like a
right?
two-parter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Oh,
pretty short.
there. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super, but it was packed. It was packed full of stuff. Like, it was
Right.
really
I will
condensed. I'm not
say
condensed, sorry.
if you like seeing two older people have sex, then it's a 5 out of 5. But
Well, now I'm very intrigued. I wanna read it right now. See ya, guys.
That's funny.
Just a little
Yeah.
tidbit. I
Yep.
was listening to a podcast, and I can't remember if it was AVP Galaxy or if it was Perfect Organism, because I've been listening to both.
Mhm.
And I found out something that I did not know, but it makes sense, but also makes no sense at the same time.
Yeah.
So Alien, Predator, Alien versus Predator, and Prometheus are 4 separate licenses. So if a company
Interesting.
only has the Predator license, they cannot reference an alien at all.
Right.
If they only have an Alien license, they cannot reference a Predator at all. They can't even reference Prometheus.
Wow.
And that's the
That's
same.
curious.
That's the same universe.
That is odd. That is
Yeah.
odd.
So
And there's only that one company that can reference them both. Then you're just saying
yes.
AVP. Terrible.
So
That is terrible.
but that was why in the Predator anthology, Eyes of the Demon, they only hinted at the xenomorph. They said the Predator previously battled insectoid-like alien
Right.
from another
That's
world,
right.
and
Mhm.
they could not call it by its name.
Well, what about
I-
Rage War then, Sparky? Where they're both like they're parts of it. Like part one is
Well,
Predator, part two is Alien, part three is
yeah.
Fire
Predator.
and Stone was the same way.
It's been
Yeah.
a bit since I listened to the audiobook versions of the Rage War trilogy, and from what I recall, the first book in that trilogy is Predator Incursion, and that is focused exclusively on the predators kind of being, or like, pushing into human space, so to speak.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if they mention any of their prey at all. I don't think I don't think there's really a reason for them to ever mention the xenomorphs or anything, because it's exclusively just humans trying to figure out why are the predators attacking us more than they have
That's true.
before. And then the second book is an alien book,
Mhm.
and that one, it actually starts off, if I remember correctly, it starts off with right where the first book left off, and
Yep.
there are predator characters in there, but the thing is, I don't
Yeah.
think they call them capital P predators.
Hmm.
That's interesting. They may have skirted around it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they
I have to
use
think of them
the
again.
Yautja name.
But it's also
yeah.
they might, since that was intended to be a trilogy, because the third book is an
True.
AVP book.
Right.
They probably had the license for
Yeah,
all
Yeah,
you're right. I was
I
thinking
I
they
can't
probably had
remember the
that.
publisher right now, but they probably did. And that would make
Yeah.
sense, especially if they're supposed to all be this cohesive story, which is fantastic, by the way. If no one
Yep.
listening has ever
It's on
checked
my
those books
list.
out.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it's
No,
actually
it's definitely
quite good.
worth it, Russell. Definitely worth it.
I also
A lot
like
of
it.
them.
It's really interesting too. Like, this is kind of related, kind of not, is the fact that Ridley Scott is like, oh yeah, Alien and Blade Runner, same universe. And it's like, we can't legally say that, Ridley. We cannot legally say that.
No. He's just going at it.
But-
Why not? He's a
yeah,
strong
yeah.
character, that guy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Strong
Absolutely.
personality.
Sometimes I think
Yeah.
those kind of statements are fun, but
Yeah.
not terribly practical, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's maybe
Well, they
that's
don't
not the
lead
right word,
anywhere.
but like,
They
yeah,
don't.
exactly. It's like that's a cool
Yeah.
idea, but we
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
ever see that implemented really. So
Right.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
he's documented as saying that like Dallas's crew would have been hired by Wayland Yutani and if on Earth, and it would have been the same Earth we saw in Blade Runner. I'm like, that's
Oh.
awesome, but you can't say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it time
No.
for I do have a trophy room. A trophy
Yeah. Trophy. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's do that. Hang on. Let me chuck it on. Look, we don't have any news, right? I don't think. Oh, we don't have any news.
we talked
We
about
do.
Badlands last time, didn't
We
we?
talked about Badlands last time.
Yeah.
News. Would you call your poll, Russell? Is that news? That's news. Can we put that there?
I mean, it'll be over by the time this gets
Oh,
posted
it's
to the
yeah. Of course,
podcast.
it's still
But
going. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put my
yeah,
vote in.
mhm.
Sparky, did you see it? Who is
I
your
did
favorite
see
Predator?
the
Mhm.
notification for the poll. I haven't yet
Yeah.
voted. I'm
Who would?
currently
I'm going to put you on this.
undecided.
I'm going to
There's
put you
just
on
so
the
He's
spot
many
now.
good ones to
undecided.
choose from, you know.
Yes.
I'll vote
gonna-
though. I'll vote.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
okay. Well, who to tell us now? Tell us now.
Well, let me pull up.
So
It's in the
again,
Discord
Live.
server, right?
you're
Yes.
live. Yeah, a reminder, sorry, viewers and listeners. Viewers, this is live streaming, so I'm putting Sparky on the spot. But if you're listening to this on podcast, yeah, we are video streaming this. So, yeah. So check out the video if you can as well.
What's
But yes, Sparky.
what channel is it in on our Discord server?
I
Remind
think
me.
Yahucha
Ucha
chat.
chat.
Yeah.
Ucha chat. Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Chat.
Yeah. I put
Oh yeah, there's
mine
a
in.
lot to choose from.
Yeah. And Russell, I'm assuming yours was the same as mine because you reacted
It
the same, right?
absolutely was. It absolutely
Yes,
was.
yes, baby.
So these are all okay. This is just the film edition.
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
Ah.
cinematic. Yeah.
It's
So
tough.
that is the right answer for listeners out there. That is, say Sparky answered it correctly. Oh, this is just the movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
I gotta
10 for more.
go. I gotta go with Scar. I gotta go with Scar.
Yeah, he was on.
Love
He was
it.
on my
I
list.
love it.
Yeah,
Old time's sake. He's
Mhm.
humanize. The
yeah,
humanize
he's
do it
fun.
every time.
You know.
Yeah.
We were just talking
He
about
was
AVP.
cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
The poor
Noble.
guy was
Someone
dead
said.
and he didn't even know it.
He didn't know it. No.
Yeah, no, it's
At
just
least
a
he got.
fun.
Yeah. Well, you got to open AVP too. You got the opening scene there, so well done, Scar.
That's
Okay,
true.
Scar, great, fantastic. And yes, anyway, by the time you hear, when does the voting end, Russell? Because I'm going to try to get this out quick 6.
About 6 hours.
Oh, okay, no, I
Yes.
can't get it that quick. But go check it out on the Discord. See who voted what. It's a little bit of fun. Yeah, but sorry, Russell, I railroaded you there. You wanted to do some trophy room stuff.
Yeah, I always go to the old Predator shelf back here and I grab something. This is I love it when NECA makes Predators that like barely appeared. Like they
Okay,
were
yeah.
I'm
they
so
were in
excited to see this.
they were like in something for like a frame or something and they're just getting a figure. So this is from the 2010 Alien versus Predator video game.
Oh.
This is the Serpent Hunter.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
That's pretty cool.
The colors on that look great.
Yeah.
I like the mask. I like the helmet.
Yeah, they really pop. That like neon green color. That's awesome.
So I looked this up. I looked him up, and he appears in a cutscene at the end of that game. And you can unlock the armor in multiplayer mode for that. But he is supposedly the most successful xenomorph hunter of all time. That's
hot dog.
That's why his helmet
Wow.
is a xenomorph.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I can't really. Oh, is it okay? I didn't. Yeah, I couldn't really make it out totally, but
Yeah.
wow. Wow, that's huge props. Like whoever wrote that in, I don't know whether the property owner said, hey, you can't do that. You can't make a character the most successful. Yeah, I can.
Well,
And he's in a cutscene.
they made the alpha, right? Like,
Yeah,
they
no,
did a
true.
lot. That's a lot of lore just for one figure.
You mean
so,
that guy? You mean that
yeah,
guy?
Look at that,
like
within
Yeah.
arm's
that
reach.
is so
Within arm's
cool.
reach.
Like,
Yeah.
whoever
I remember.
whoever's in charge of writing
go
up the little
Bob.
blurbs on
Yeah,
the
no,
back of those
exactly.
action figures, hats off to them because that was great.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Indeed.
I thought, I mean, for long-time listeners of the show would have known. Russell, you showed one earlier on, right? Wasn't there like a Green Lantern one or something? A Sinestro?
Oh, Sinestro
Yeah.
Corps.
Sinestro
Yeah,
one. Yeah, that was a very obscure one. Oh, there you go.
absolutely.
Look at that.
It's so cool. What a
Yep.
perfect
From
like
a one
crossover idea.
page like thing that an artist snuck in to being
Yeah.
a full action figure.
So cool.
That's awesome. No, that's great. Sparky, anything? Any purchases or any acquirements?
Well, I don't
Trophy
have
worthy?
anything super new.
Mhm.
I haven't been making a lot of big purchases. I was very happy. I don't know if I had a chance to show this before on any of the previous podcast episodes I've been on, but I was happy to snag the Dark
Oh, nice.
Horse printings
Yes.
of AVP, the Omnibus Volume 1 and 2, which have been really interesting to read through. Some of these
Yeah.
stories are very cool. Some of them are, interesting.
Up there. Yeah.
But it's been really fun to go through, especially because I like owned Volume 1 a long time
Mhm.
ago and I lost it somehow.
Ah.
And that was back when it was still like in print, really easy to find, still
Yeah.
just the $24.99 cover price. It's not
Yep.
that anymore, right?
No, yeah, they're
So
very when you showed them, I'm like, "Wow," because they're hard to find and
these
they're
ones
definitely mint.
they're a little beat up, so I got a good deal on
Mm,
them because I'm like, I don't
nice.
care, I just want to read them, So
Yeah.
I was lucky for that, but yeah, they're hard to find now, and so I'm very happy to have those.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
great.
we're all anticipating Marvel doing that.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mm.
weird that they haven't yet, but
It's gotta come out. Surely it's gotta come out sooner or later. I mean, with the like, just briefly, AVP Avengers, like, has anyone been
Oh,
following
sadly,
that?
it's just Aliens.
Oh,
yeah, just
Aliens,
AVP
sorry.
Avengers?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Aliens, sorry, yeah,
AVP
AVA, so that's where
Avengers
I'm
would be
getting
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, that's where I'm getting it wrong, yeah, the AVA, and it looks kinda
Right.
like AVP. So, yeah, but has anyone just briefly on
so
that, has anyone
I haven't read it yet,
mm,
but a friend of mine and one of the new co-hosts over on Gamma Charge, Josh Link, he said it was the greatest crossover he's read in probably 20 years.
wow.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And
Yeah, I
I'm like,
haven't
well, Jonathan Hickman and Assad Ribic, that's a dream team right there. So I
yeah.
can imagine. I have seen some panels,
Yeah.
including the Hulk squishing a xenomorph's head with his bare hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I gotta
Fantastic.
pick
Wow,
it up. I gotta.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I
that's a
actually
huge
didn't
call.
get a chance to read it
Mm.
because we sold out of every copy we had
Oh,
Ah!
day 1.
Wow.
And usually when something like that comes out, I'll want to grab a copy for myself, but
Yeah.
when it's selling so quickly, I usually take the copy that I pulled for myself out of my box and I give it to the
Oh,
customer
very
who
nice.
asked, like, "Do you have any copies left?" I'll be like, "Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
got this one
great.
here for you. Here you go."
oh,
Because
Yeah.
it's like, I want to make sure our customers are happy. But man, we reordered. We put some more on order, so hopefully they arrive soon. But it sold out so
Gosh.
fast. I was so happy to see that, but also,
Yes.
um, yeah, just so surprised because, like,
Yeah.
and when it comes to subscription numbers at the shop, um, I love AVP. I like Aliens fun. I love Predator.
Yeah.
but I'd never expect it to be like a super big seller compared to something like Spider-Man or Batman, right? So
Yeah.
to see people really excited about this crossover was really fun. And
Yeah.
Predator versus Black Panther too, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sold
Okay.
really well.
That's been
So
really well.
yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm obviously very happy for AVA. A little bit jealous because it's xenomorphs, not predators. But yeah, I'm glad to hear Predator and Black Panther are doing well. And yeah, guys, we should probably go into that. Would you like to let's step into the danger zone? Wakanda forever, everybody! Yes. Sorry, I was with
I don't get to say the streets are running red with blood. But
no,
but
not this time. But we do have the fresh wounds.
Yes.
Predator versus Black Panther. Fantastic! Can't wait to get into this. Has anyone? Oh, hello, Phil the Drop King. How much horsepower does Ray Studio have? Enough, Phil. The answer is enough.
Go to bed, Phil.
Yeah, I could do this all day. Yeah, so no, it's has anyone got the credits there? I don't have it with me.
I do.
Fantastic.
All right. So the writer is Benjamin Percy. The artist is Chris Allen with Sean Damian Hill, Craig Young, and Lee Ferguson. The color artist is Eric Arseniga. Letterer is Arseniega. Thank you, Sparky. I'm so glad you're here. The letterer is VC's Travis Lanham, and the cover is by Ken Lashley and Juan Fernandez.
Yes.
I wonder if the letter is related to Sunny. But anyway, just as an aside. So yes, listeners, we are going to go through the second installment of Predator versus a Marvel property. Like,
I was going to say, we're on the first issue, Ray. I was like, the second installment. I was like, I missed something. But
keep up, Russ. Okay, keep up.
So we had the great one. The first one was Benjamin Percy as well, if I'm not mistaken, with Wolverine.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's taken the reins again. I don't know. Should we just spoilers, of course, everybody who is listening in, tune out if you haven't read it, you want to, or just listen in and we'll just give you some of our thoughts, all spoiler filled. I don't know. I'll just open it up with Sparky, like overall impressions. What did you make of like this first, in many ways a setup issue?
Well, first of all, I really enjoyed it. This first issue I thought did a really good job setting up the Predator's motivation. We actually got a lot of the Predator's motivation, more so, I think, than we've ever seen before, particularly because there was a lot of robust narration for the Predator, which, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've seen yet in any of the Marvel Predator stuff.
No.
They've been very much like from the outside looking at the Predator, not really knowing what they're thinking exactly, just kind of going off of clues based on their body language. But this one was full on like telling you how the Predator felt about things and what happened, a whole tale in the beginning with the two brothers, which was really kind of fun to see. It made me feel, it kind of evoked the storytelling in a lot of the anthology short stories, where we get to see a lot more of things from like the Predator's perspective. But it's still kind of left us on the outside a bit because we don't get any names, we don't get any actual dialogue from them. There's no like word bubbles with the little carrot symbols being like translated from Yautja. Like we don't get any of that, like that stuff that like some of the other older comics have had, which I think is okay for now, for sure. Like for
Yeah.
Marvel to kind of keep them at arm's length to maintain that mystery that we all really enjoy. And then just seeing like Wakanda, that's always fun. Their tech is so cool, and just seeing the Dora Milaje and the I forget the name of like their special forces clad in white.
Tatsuzazi or something like that.
Yeah. They just looked so cool. The art's fantastic. And it was just like a real fun sort of setup. And they like, oh no, everything's gone so bad so fast. It's like, it made me want to read the next issue right away, which is always a good sign.
It's a fantastic sign as well. Yeah, Russell, like, did you share these thoughts?
Oh, of course. I was immediately engulfed in this Predator's like backstory. I mean, we essentially have Yahucha Game of Thrones happening on this
Yeah.
world here, and it has this. And I think some people, I've talked to some people that actually saw this as a critique, is they don't want to see the Predator's perspective. And I'm like, that's what I've been yearning for. I have been waiting for Marvel to give me a series that shows things from the Predator's perspective. And this one it's pretty 50-50 between T'Challa and the Predator. And it makes you feel for this Predator. I mean, he was born without a leg. I think he was born without it. Maybe he lost it. I can't.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was from the beginning. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it says the other was born small and missing a leg.
Yeah.
So either he was just born small and he's also missing a leg, like from losing it, or at any rate, he's got one leg. The other is prosthetic.
And I love that, like you said, he's like diminutive, like he's a smaller predator than we have seen before. Really,
So what,
I mean,
like 6'5"?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
exactly.
edging 6'7", you know, what a runt.
but yeah, it's like they're almost setting him up as like the hero. Like you want to root for him. You want to see him overthrow his brother. You want to see him overthrow his dad. His dad is this just like prick who's like but I loved also that I thought it was very smart. Now, I haven't read a lot of recent Black Panther, but I think it was very smart in that they basically hit all the beats that people will know from the MCU in this. Because if you are a Predator fan and not necessarily a Marvel Comics fan, and you pick this up, you're probably going to be familiar with the movie Black Panther, at least.
Yeah.
So I thought that was smart because, Shuri's in there and Okoye, and it's very similar to how it is in the films. So I liked that a lot. I think the most important thing, even more so than seeing this from the Predator's perspective, is that the Predator is not hunting a person. The Predator is hunting an object.
Right.
Like a trophy, but a different trophy. Like not
Yes.
typical trophy.
Yeah, it's like it feels a lot more personal, a lot more purposeful, where he's not looking for something just to show off, or whatever reason they have that I don't think is always clear. It's kind of left up to interpretation. But this in particular is like, I need that thing. They call it God metal, I think.
Yeah, I love it.
Which I thought was really fun, vibranium, as we call it. They know that exists and how powerful it can be. And that's really what he sees, the Predator sees, as his only hope of having a chance against his brother by getting some vibranium also. That's a really good point, Russ. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a story where a Yautja is hunting for something in particular.
Item. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not out to murder T'Challa. He's trying to survive, and he's
Yep.
trying to like bring down this tyrant, or this duo of tyrants, his brother and his dad.
Yep.
I don't know if they mentioned like, did they mention his mother at all? I mean,
No, I don't
we
recall.
haven't
Oh,
we haven't seen a female Predator in Marvel yet. Strictly the Marvel comics, we have not seen a female Predator that I know of yet. But I loved it. The art is just amazing, especially these like space battles towards the beginning.
Ah, my
Oh,
gosh.
just
My
this
gosh, yeah.
Predator's his
Mm.
helmet and his just
Yep.
the Predator faces.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I was
was happy.
very
Yeah.
impressed with all the detail that the artists were able to just really cram into every panel,
Mhm.
showing
Yeah.
all the predators, their weapons, the trophies. Very like uh evocative of predators in some
Mhm.
scenes too,
Ah,
with like
yep.
stringing them
Yep.
up on the totems and stuff. Like
Mm.
it's always kind of
Yes.
fun to see artists like pull on that other source material for their imagery.
I think that
Yes.
also probably explains why the last few pages were different artists, because
Yeah,
he
I was
probably
thinking
ran out
exactly
of
the same
time.
thing.
He
It's
probably
just
Yeah.
the amount of work needed for all that art at the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got like so many like hundreds of thoughts now swimming in my head. Like I don't know where to start. You guys have covered a lot of it. I think this is absolutely amazing. It's like it was a masterclass for me from Benjamin Percy on how to look at. It is a larger canvas. I think it's 34 pages. It's a little bit
Mhm.
longer than your typical comic, so he did have a little bit more room to expand his story. But this is a perfect example of how he creates pathos for the antagonist slash protagonist, which is the small predator, but also give you all that backstory, as you said, Russell, with Wakanda, and establish that. Like I just felt this issue was just full to the brim with detail, both in the writing and in the art. And the art, I can just say, my gosh, like I was almost to the point in a good way of being overwhelmed. I could go back
Mm.
and read this again and just like spend time just looking at the art than just like reading it, because there's so much to take in. Like the art is so intricate. It's so beautiful. And as you say, unfortunately, if there was one little quibble, it was I did notice the shift in art towards the end. And you
Mm.
immediately think, oh, this is because this dude ran out, obviously, ran out of time.
Yeah.
So whether that was the case or whether they had always intended these artists, because I don't want to take anything away from the last artist, but it was just phenomenal. And the storytelling was either brilliant. I mean, you mentioned, some people, Russell, that didn't like this Predator's perspective. I mean, of course, everyone's got their own preference, but you really do back yourself into a corner if you just make the Predator this kind of unstoppable force, right? And that's all. So you then invest your time talking about, the human side of all, whoever they're fighting. So to bring in like what Percy's done and to really introduce us in the first pages into I love it. So isn't it the wolf system? He calls it the wolf system, where they're
Yeah.
located. Yeah.
That was
Um,
really cool.
yeah, nice little nod. But just to introduce us straight away, and I like it exactly as you said, Sparky. They still like Marvel still keeps us at arm's length with the Predator, so you don't hear them speak, like you don't
Mm.
humanize them in that way, but you humanize them with their emotions and the thoughts that they're thinking. So I think it still gives you that essence of mystique, because they are still monsters from outer space, right? But
Mhm.
we can now link to very much their emotions and empathize with them. And I love this idea. Percy is he's so full of really cool ideas. I love this idea of the smaller brother, the not perfect one, and him having to rely on his smarts than anything else, which is, in the predator society, is all about like physical dominance, right? And it's all about
Mhm.
trophies and hunting and stuff. This fella's got to deal with just his smarts and what he does with it. And the little thing that you saw, he had subcutaneous blades that came out from under his skin. He's got that as a little
Yeah.
backup. That was really cool. And he's got to do anything to survive because we know predators. It's all kill or be killed. So he's doing stuff to survive, and he's pretty much behind the 8 ball already because he's missing a leg and he's smaller than them. And then, so what I find very interesting is that when he comes to Wakanda, look, as you said, Sparky, he may very well still be huge, but he's scaled down somewhat. So he's got a vulnerability, and you start thinking, oh god, I'm kind of rooting for this guy. Then, like, I'm rooting for the underdog here. Like, I'm not as much as I love Black Panther. I'm kind of like going, I hope this guy comes off it because like he suffered a lot.
Yeah.
His whole tribe was strung up. Like, they got beaten in that planet where they had that huge battle. His brother strung up his whole tribe, and his father did that, and they pretty much humiliated him. So yeah, I'm fully
Yeah.
backing this guy.
Well,
But
and
of course,
I was just gonna
sure.
say I think that his disability actually gives him an advantage that most predators don't have, in that he doesn't have the arrogance. Like
Yeah,
I mean, one of the biggest traits of the Yautja is that they are arrogant, and that is
Yes, their
usually
hubris.
cocky.
yes, that is
Yeah,
usually their downfall.
Mhm.
With
yeah,
him being, he's been beat down his whole life since he was born,
yeah,
um, humiliated, humbled. I can
yeah,
see him not taking things for granted,
yeah.
and maybe planning things out a bit more, which we see that because he pretty much takes out everyone out of the equation that's a threat almost immediately.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Actually, sorry, Russell, that is a great point. I love that. I just kept on thinking towards the end, calculated, like how
mhm,
calculated he and his squad were. It was brilliant to watch, like, just the efficiency that took out the guy at the control. Shuri went back to try to get in, and boom, that's
Yeah, I'm
that's
curious to
gone.
see if there's like,
Yeah.
because I'm sure that they're not gonna kill off
No, no,
Shuri.
no.
absolutely
Like
not.
she got out of there, but
Yeah.
just seeing like how it's set up now, they're all trapped in there. It's like its own
Mm,
little
preserve.
hunting reserve, right?
Mhm,
And
Yeah.
just as a quick aside with the art again, I really loved seeing this artist's team's interpretation of the Predator technology, where
Oh.
we get to see a lot of the sort of like heads up display they use inside their ship, which I
Mhm,
thought did a great job giving us a little more than just the sort of sleek nothingness of some of the more recent movies.
mhm.
There's a lot more of the like triangle
mhm,
Yeah.
motif
Yep.
and their
Love that.
writing system, and like just seeing like the red laser lines used for everything. Like, I thought that was a great
Yes.
way of like, okay, it looks modern and cool and alien, but also there's something that we're used to seeing as viewers, something that we associate with them, that sort of red triangle pattern. I thought that was really, I thought they did a really good job of like giving us something new, but also incorporating that more familiar imagery to
Yeah.
kind of
mhm.
make older fans be like, "Oh, it's that thing," you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I love that sort of stuff as well. And I think Kev Walker did that to an extent, not the Predator tech, but just where you give the artist license to come up with this sci-fi stuff. It's
Yeah.
really cool in general.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, props to the art. I mean, I can't give props enough to the artist. Like I said, that as good as the writing was, I think the art really stood out to me for this issue. I was so surprised at how beautiful it was.
Mhm.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So Russell, did you want to?
Um, well, just I had another thought, but a quick aside before I get there is like I combed over that throne room.
Mm,
The I keep wanting to call him the king, but I guess he's an
yeah.
elder predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the narrator refers to him as a king, and that is actually
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
one I'm gonna put a pin in that for later if we
Mm,
Ah,
talk about any sort of critiques, but go
yeah.
ahead,
yeah.
Russell.
but I was just trying to come over like, is there anything hidden in plain sight here? I mean, he's got like these two like kaiju size praying mantis skull or like there's a praying mantis skeleton over here. His throne looks like at first I was like, is that a queen? It was like a xenomorph queen,
Ah,
but there's too many legs. There's too many legs.
yeah.
And then you have some kind of huge, almost like a ape type skeleton over on the left side. So I was just I'm mindful of Easter eggs ever since Predator 2.
Yeah.
I'm mindful, but
Yep.
I did want to call out that I wonder, since Percy wrote both this and Wolverine,
Mm.
can we retroactively assume that the Predator was trying to steal Logan's adamantium skeleton because he wanted the adamantium? Just like this Predator wants the vibranium.
Ah.
I don't know. That's
Yep.
just maybe a little tidbit you can add there. But
Yeah,
I
just
like
something
it.
to
I
speculate
like
on.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Other I'm sorry.
oh, I was just like I thought Predator versus Wolverine started off perfect, other than having Greg Land in it.
Right.
This started off perfect and doesn't have Greg Land, so it's better.
Yeah. Yeah, look,
Instantly.
as much as I love Wolverine, and even on top of, in addition to Greg Land, the issue, I think this is far better. Like I'm just so like I don't know, maybe it's because I've been so hungry for another Predator V issue, but this has exceeded my expectations by far. Like I did not think that it would be this good and this kind of there's so much depth to it. So I absolutely enjoyed this. And yeah, I love the Wolverine one, but this one is just off to a great start. So it's a
Well,
little one. Sorry.
if you're going to talk about what Sparky brought up about the nitpicks, I was going to open that up.
Oh yeah, look, just a couple of quick ones, quick notes. The In Tune with Nature. I love the fact when the Predator does breach Wakanda, you got the fish and the birds flying away, the fish like jumping
Yeah.
uneasily. But you have T'Challa as well, like because he's got keen senses, like almost Billy-like, going, "Oh, what was that?" Like, so I love that.
Yeah,
And
that was great.
just the other one, yeah, it was really good. And just the other quick one was he gets tagged straight away. If it wasn't for his suit, he'd be dead. Predator 1, Black Panther 0. I'm sorry, because he did not see it. He did not see it coming. He got smacked. So that was fun. So sorry. Yes. Let's go back to Sparky. There's a little critical points and little critiques on the issue. Sparky, do you want to open up with, I guess, the King reference?
Yeah. Now, this isn't a very serious critique. I'm perfectly fine with everything in the issue. I don't want to go full on nerd and be like, actually, straighten my glasses out. Because as far as the movies go, all of this seems pretty normal, what you could expect, this sort of idea of there being a king of some kind, a predator sitting on a throne. Like the movies, I feel, have kind of had that sort of imagery before, and we've seen the predator, like the older, wiser one with like the red fabric of some kind, be it a cloak or whatever. That, like, I am not surprised if that stuff ends up in the comics. And I certainly don't expect any comic book writer or artist to be as familiar with some of the more like extended universe stuff as like a mega fan like me. But I feel like there's this potential opportunity that some of the older novels and things for Predator, particularly AVP, there's these ideas that they've introduced way long ago in like the first AVP novel that I think would be really interesting for other writers to pursue more, that we don't ever really get to see. And I feel like every instance where we kind of march closer and closer to this other direction, we're like losing a chance at getting this, and that is
Mm.
really big, powerful female predators.
Mm. Yeah,
Ever
yeah.
since that
No.
first AVP novel where it mentions like there's a scene where the Broken Tusk,
Mhm.
if he's thinking about when he was younger and like hot-headed and didn't think things through, he was like marching towards a rival because they were kind of just mean mugging each other, and he was like, I'm going to show him what's up. And then he says like a female predator or Yautja was like walking down the street or something and kind of like tossed him aside really easily. It was like out of my way, you know?
Yeah,
And it kind
yeah.
of it put him on his ass, and he's like, "Oh man, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I I was not ready." And I think like I've seen at least online in certain spaces, other fans really like the idea of like, "Oh,
Mm.
what if it's like some more of like a matriarchal society and there are like these really strong female predators who like not are in charge of everything, but like in certain aspects of it." And I
Yeah.
just feel like, I don't know, king, you know, like we're going towards the same sort of like,
Yeah.
not to throw
Yeah.
out the big capital P patriarchy word, but like, you know, it's this kind of same
Mm.
old patriarchal, like there's a king or a chief or the big man on
Yeah.
top. That we see it in every bit of fiction that we make that has any kind of
Mm.
hierarchy. And so I'm like, this isn't anything against the comic. It's fine the way it is. But I'm just like, oh, okay, so they're going with the king thing, you know,
It's just
we're
a
not getting
missed
something
opportunity
new.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
you
And
know,
not a big deal. The throne
yeah.
room's rad and he looks cool.
But
Mm.
at the same time, Sparky, as well, it's not a big deal to do something like that as well. You know, you can't, and it's not like that's going to change the whole face of the story. If like it was like a matriarchal, and if there was like a you know, a queen, or you know, an elder, a female elder, yeah. So it's a shame. I'd see it as a missed opportunity. Like, why not introduce that? There's so many like rich ideas that both Brisson and Percy have introduced now into predator lore. Yeah, what strike while you can, right?
Right.
And you know,
Yeah.
even if it's as an aside, even if it doesn't play much into the whole story, like, you know, at least it's there, and that's good. Like, yeah. So yeah, no, good
I
point.
al-
Yeah.
I also thought maybe it was just kind of like a turn of a phrase. It was just kind of
Mm.
like trying to mirror like King T'Chaka or King T'Challa, and
Yeah, yeah.
really it was just an elder. Like,
Yeah, I would have even
um,
loved it if it
Yeah,
was an
you
elder or a
very well
general
may
or
be
something.
right. Yeah. No,
Mm.
absolutely. I think that's kind
Mm.
of why I'm not really, you know, it's not like something set in stone, and I'm
but
not
Mm.
again, it's, you know,
but
I'm kind of
but like,
belaboring the point,
yeah,
but
like you said, like, you know, in the expanded universe, we've seen the Predator, the Yautja have been very lots of equality. I mean,
yeah.
there's female elders, there's male elders, there's, you know, female the females are just as strong and powerful as the males, and
Yeah,
they
they're
both
warriors, there are hunters
they,
as well. Yeah, yeah,
yes, yeah.
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 So I definitely see you're being heard is what I'm saying,
Mm.
I
because
appreciate that, man.
yeah, I think it would be kind of just to throw all away the elder stuff
Mm.
for a king, but also at the same time it and this is always the excuse that something is used every time something new is introduced. It's a different clan. It's a
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah,
no,
it's a
yeah.
different it's a
yeah, no, that's actually like one of my favorite aspects of, I think that's what makes Predator so ripe for expansion and new stories, because yeah, the way that they're so nomadic and isolated, you know, you could very
Mm.
easily say like, oh, well, that's just how that clan does things, which
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally
exactly.
makes sense. Like, yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
love that.
But it is encouraging that, yeah, that we are getting these new ideas, I think, anyway, from Percy in this like issue alone. And we saw it to an extent, of course, in Predator versus Wolverine. But yeah, I'm loving this kind of sibling rivalry, but you know, the not perfect specimen of a predator, like a very flawed predator being the protagonist in this, and I think that's really great. And then getting the point of view the POV of the predators. I think that's so cool that Percy's done that. So yeah, more sort of stuff, more of it expanding. I'd love to see more of that. So yeah, really good. Russell, any critiques from your end?
I don't really have anything. I actually thought it was a little too long.
Oh,
I thought it was a
Really?
little like I have a very short attention span. Um so modern comics are perfect for me because you can read them very quickly.
yeah,
I thought some of it just you could have just cut a little bit out and I would have been
yeah.
a little bit happier. But I don't really have any qualms with it. Maybe you could have cut out the fake Deadpool ad, but I also kind of like the
Oh
fake
yeah.
Deadpool ad that was in there. But
Yes. Yeah.
I was actually going to ask, do we have any predictions? I
Yes, I can see. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Ray.
Oh no, the Hitat Zazazi or however they call it. I just see them as stormtroopers now. now, so I think there's going to be a lot of cannon fodder coming their way. Predictions. It's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know. Sparky, do
I
you have anything? Or Russell? Sorry.
Sparky can go ahead.
Oh, well, I have to say all of my own like personal predictions of these Marvel Predator stories so far have been way off. It's always
Mhm.
surprising me. So I really have no idea. I mean, what I'm hoping for, like you said, we're shown this Predator's motivations so well. It's so effective in the beginning of the comic that I'm really kind of rooting for him in a way.
Mm.
I
Yep.
don't want anything bad to happen to T'Challa or Shuri or
Mm-hmm.
Okoye or any of the characters we love.
Yep.
But I also kind of want him to just see. That's the thing. I don't even know if I want to say I want the Predator to get the vibranium he's looking for and
Oh,
like
yeah.
show up back home and like
Yeah.
put his brother in his place, because that just makes things worse for everyone else in the future that Predator goes on to like hunt and fight.
Yeah. I
Um,
know.
and I think that might kind of play into the idea that T'Challa was talking about in the issue, where he's like, we got to be mindful of
Yeah.
what we do with our technology. Like we think we're
Yep.
helping people by just giving it out, but we got to make sure that it doesn't lead to more problems.
Yeah, I
Um,
think there are a lot of clues like that
Mm-hmm.
Percy puts in, like you can kind of connect them with probably what will eventuate. Um,
yeah.
yeah, Russell, I do have a theory now, but maybe I'll ask you first, and then maybe it might be the same. But have you got a theory? How things go?
I feel like it is about time that we see the Predator win.
Mm-hmm.
And we can
No.
do that. We can do that without Black Panther dying.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna call him One Leg.
Yep.
That's what I'm calling him.
Okay.
He he's gonna be on that throne.
Okay.
I
Yep.
think, and I would not be surprised if T'Challa helps him. I would not be
Oh.
surprised if
Mm-hmm.
somehow, some way, it's Black Panther and One Leg versus Big Brother and Dad.
Oh, don't get me
Oh,
excited.
that's
That
pretty
would be
cool.
so cool. I don't
That's pretty
I
cool.
don't know if this story has that capacity. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
say
Right.
that in any disparaging way. I'm just talking about like with all the miniseries I've seen in my days being
Mm-hmm.
a comic book store employee, like that's very ambitious. And I don't
Yeah.
know if they got like the issue count for
Well,
something like that, but that
Right.
would be so
ne-
cool, dude.
never say never. You never know.
Yeah.
I can see it happening to where like Big Brother and Dad find out, oh, this little shithead, he's going to try to get some more vibranium. We've got to go stop him. And that's how they all kind of um
Okay.
mingle
that.
together, because I can't imagine
No,
Black Panther going there. That doesn't make
no,
sense.
no.
Right. Yeah.
To bring
But
him
the
to his backyard.
other way around, I can see that happening. But maybe
Yeah.
it's wishful thinking. But
That would
we
be
shall
so
see.
cool. That would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, my theory was slightly different, and I can kind of get the impression from, again, what was read and implied, I think, in the issue. And I think what I got from the issue as well with Black Panther and Shuri, that interaction, was that he was kind of relying a lot on his vibranium, his suit as well. I think maybe one leg will obtain vibranium, and you'll have like a reduced T'Challa having to take him on without his technology, and maybe
Mm,
overcoming him. So it's kind of like it's kind of almost like a win-win. So I think maybe the Predator does get it, and it's like, oh crap, he's got it now, and T'Challa, for some reason, you know, it's been hacked again or whatever. He doesn't have access to it, and then it becomes
mm,
a really like Dutch in the mud versus
yeah.
Predator showdown again.
Yeah.
So I think that was because also, and then that reinforces that idea, Sparky, of then if T'Challa does win, saying to Shuri, "Well, see, this is why we need to keep vibranium
Hmm.
to ourselves. We can't share it because the responsibility is we have to be the caretakers of it." So
Yeah.
I see that maybe, but we'll have to we'll have to see.
But
That
also
sounds
to
very likely.
Sparky's point, I was just thinking, like, let's say that the Predator one leg gets the vibranium, and
Mhm.
also, somehow or way or another, Black Panther helps him take out either his brother, his dad, or both.
Mhm.
You would think that because of the help and like the camaraderie, that Predator would be like, all right, the Earth's off limits. Like, there, we will hunt, we will go to other planets, but they're okay. They help me. They're good. We can
Mm.
leave them alone. And
Yeah.
it's a very like Predator thing to, like, because Lex helping Scar kill the alien queen in AVP, or
Yep.
there was a story in one of the anthologies where this actually might be in the first anthology, If It Bleeds, where basically a guy scares away, not really scares away, but he kills something that the Predator was also hunting, and lifts its head up and is like, this is my kill. And the
Mm.
Predator's just like, all right, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. There's that little
I'll
bit
be
of
over
honor,
here.
bit of a
Fair
code.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, there are many ways this series can go, which makes it so exciting. But I guess we should probably come to ratings now to see, where we all sit, if we don't know already, listeners, from what we've said. Sparky, then, we're doing skull ratings, right? So out of 5, what would you give
Yes.
this Predator versus Black Panther issue 1?
Honestly, despite my like very small critique about that, random bit at the beginning, I loved this first issue. I thought the art was great. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 skulls. It's
Woo!
it's a home run,
Wow.
slam dunk, touchdown for me. It's great.
It's on the wall. It is impaled on the wall there. That's fantastic. Russell, how about you? Are you going to lift this up above your head and bask in its blood?
Yes, like a bear. This is 5 out of 5 skulls for me as well. This is I I thought it was a masterpiece.
Mm.
I
Yeah, no,
can't
it's
I
very
can't
good.
wa- I can't wait to see where it goes, and hopefully it keeps its legs a little better than Wolverine did, because
Yeah,
we had we
agreed.
we had like
Mm.
we were like Predator versus Wolverine. It was like, all right, this is great. All right, this is good. All right, this is fine. And then it was like, oh, it's it. It's
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
Ray.
Yep. Yep, I'm on top of that tower. Lightning is striking me, and I am loving it. 5 out of 5. I'd have to say the 5 out of 5 skulls. This is, as I said, it was a masterclass in Percy, in like introducing both properties, in making it cohesive, in introducing pathos to the predator, but at the same time keeping them at arm's length. The art was just incredible. Like, it was just, as I said, overwhelming. So this is something that you can read over and over again, and you can pick up stuff, as you're saying, Russell, whether you're looking for Easter eggs or whether you just want to see what is happening in those panels, because there's so much movement and action. It's just so good. So listeners, full marks from all three of your HOTU Clan members. Let us know what you think as well, in our Discord or on our social media platforms on Facebook. Even comment on the YouTube video. Would love to hear what you thought of this, because, in some ways, all three of us, we are in a Predator bubble. We might be all just loving it, but there might be people out there who are hating it. So would just love to know, and drop us a line. But yeah, fantastic, guys. I love it. That was the result I was hoping for. That was it did well.
Yeah, great start.
Yes. So I think that pretty much wraps us. Are we doing any? I can't remember how we end this thing. We're doing any shout outs or anything like that? Russell, Rasucha, Peter, what are we doing? What are you doing?
Well, you can find me at the OWLF. No, I mean, you can find me. I also do Tomes of Evil and Gamma Charge. We are about to start up season 2 of our Dracula show, Taste the Pod of Dracula. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's spooky season, and it's coming back. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place, and like I said earlier, you can now find me on AVP Galaxy, Rasucha of the HOTU Clan.
It's fantastic.
That's exciting. Good stuff.
Yeah, Sparky, is there anything that you want to give a shout out to, or do you want to give a shout out? Do you want to give a shout out to anyone? As I don't know if you want to call him out. It was a gentleman's name, Rob. His party, that was fantastic. Keep it up, Rob.
Yeah, my good friend Rob. I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but I'll have to remedy that if he's not.
Somebody say
happy
Bob.
Birthday, Rob.
He hosted the party. Awesome.
Honestly, I've been spending such a small amount of time on social media lately, which has been great for my mental health. Honestly, it's been fantastic. But I feel so out of the loop. So I won't make any particular shout outs right now. I'm just everyone, if you missed out somehow on Predator versus Black Panther #1, definitely ask your local comic shop to hook you up, because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd second that as well. Absolutely. Go check it out. Go buy the hard copy or buy digital, or, just support it, because if we get more of this stuff, it's fantastic. We get to expand the lore, see the lore expanded. So anyone just wants to chat with me on at RayRayPod, REY Pod, just on social media. Go check it out. We've got a Moon Knight episode coming out. Rebecca has done a solo episode, so it's forever grateful for Rebecca doing that. We just have had scheduling issues, but hopefully we'll be back into it next week, which will be good. Also on Capes International, the Capes and Lunatics Network, I'm there with Phil and Dave. We just talk, we ramble. So that's all I can explain. How I can explain it.
Rambling?
Yeah,
rambling. My God,
that's my job. What are you doing?
And a little bit of a hiatus on To Know Her Is to Fear Her, but hopefully Sarah and I will be back soon as well. But yeah, keep a lookout on all that. But all that aside,
you can find Bob at Bob Yocha on nothing. On nothing.
There's got to be some Yocha social media platform out there, right?
Yeah. .com.yt.
Like Yelp for planets to hunt on.
Yeah.
So looking for powerful mate to shove me aside on the sidewalk.
Show me your skulls. I showed you my skulls. Please respond.
Sorry, we just got also here. Just check it. There's actually a new email address. Is that right, Russell? This is erroneous.
There is a new.
Predpraypod at Gmail. Is that right?
Actually, I think it's predpraypodcast at gmail.com. Yes. So that'll need
So
to be
Pred
fixed.
Pray
But
podcast. Fantastic. It was on X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and we're on the inevitable Discord as well. Go check it out. Yes, a lot of fun stuff like the poll. So go check it out. It's really cool.
I'm
That's
also
it.
I'm trying to get some creator interviews.
Oh yes, yeah.
Talking to some of the people that wrote in the anthologies.
Yep.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I would love to get
Gary Busey coming. Yep.
That's the pinnacle. But I would love to get Ed Brisson back on. I'd love to talk to Benjamin Percy.
Oh yeah.
But I also, oh man, I had something else. Uh-oh. Now I've done forgot.
Well,
Oh
it is
well.
pretty late for us, so
Slip through the cracks.
you'll remember as soon as we're done recording. Don't worry.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Always
right.
a way. Always a way. But thank you once again, everybody, for listening. And as always, everybody,
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
The streets are running red with blood. A fucking alien.